one thing about the flat Earth is I was thinking about how in my life my goal is to make truth my identity. I want to do truth. I want to live it. I want to love. I want to serve. I want to repent, And I was thinking about, well, who do I share the flat Earth with? And I was like, to me the true nature of the Earth, the true reality that we live on, it's reality. Am I reality? Is who I am reality? And so I want to match that up. So for all the good that the flat Earth does for me in knowing the truth about the deception that's been going on for so long, and having this camera on me can make me very vain. The flat Earth is part of my identity, and partly or mainly because God is part of my identity. And so I'm like, well, shouldn't I just bring up the flat Earth whenever the subject arises? I believe in the flat Earth. That's part of my identity, isn't it? Or does it just cause too much trouble? I'm just wondering, it's like, there's a lot of conspiracies that can make you seem stupid or crazy. But some of the conspiracies are really a part of our identity. They're really a part of who we are and what we love. And so, as a believer in Jesus, as a Mormon, I was thinking, well, the flat Earth is part of my identity. I mean, this is my home, and it's really true. We live on a flat Earth covered by a glass dome, and we are not flying through space. Water is flat for thousands of miles. It doesn't curve. Water doesn't curve. Galileo lied. If you have the right kind of camera, you can zoom into the planets and you can see that they're not solid objects, that they are. So why does the flat Earth matter? Because it's part of your identity. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of Jesus. Jesus came to teach you your identity. He came and he taught people you are a child of God. Your body is a temple of God. The Spirit of God can dwell in your body. And they killed him. If anyone speaks the truth about who we really are, you're going to get punished. The flat Earth, the true shape of the Earth, the true nature of reality is known now. It's been revealed. It's part of your identity. So you need to be careful about keeping silent, because if you keep silent about who you really are, because who you really are involves everything. It involves everything around you. How do you get your food? How do you get your air? Where does the sun come from? It comes from the flat Earth. The flat Earth is your whole life. what God made gives you breath for every moment. So maybe we need to be talking about this all the time. Maybe we need to be trying to influence the world to know this knowledge. Maybe. Something to think about. Something to think about, that we've been lied to about our true identity, about who we really are. You know, I think that's why there's all these movies made by Hollywood about who we really are, the true nature of reality. And it's like, they know how important it is for us to know our true reality. If you don't know your true reality, if you don't know that you're God's child, there's a disconnect. Your life is going to live unbalanced. I think this is part of what Jesus said when he said you must be born again. You're born physically, but as you grow older and you seek for emotional and spiritual equilibrium, you need to be born again. You need to be born into reality so that you balance out, so that you become balanced, and so your mind doesn't live in chaos. You connect to Jesus. Part of your identity, part of who you are, is to overcome the world. If you go and read in the book of Revelation about the people who go to heaven, it talks about how these are they who overcame the world. Because the world, especially like the philosophies of the world and the government and the immorality and the sexual sin and the lying and the murdering and all that's not who we are. That's not who you really are. You really are a kind, charitable person. That matches your divine identity. We only are not divine when we don't act like we're divine, when we choose to act unnaturally. Now, in the New Testament, it talks about, doing things unnaturally. And we've got to overcome the world. So it's not just a flat earth. It's coming to the realization that you are a spirit. You're a body too. But think about it. You sleep because it feels good to the body. You eat because it feels good to the body. You do all these things because it feels good to the body. But does it feel good to your spirit? And that's what we're learning here, is like, okay, I think my spirit needs things. I think my spirit has needs. Because the body ain't going to run forever. The body has a certain amount of time. The body has especially if you get injured or whatever, but you have a limited time concerning your body and your body parts and your functions and stuff like that. Your spirit's going to live forever. So you do need to take care of some of your spiritual things. But the flat earth is the spiritual reality of our nature, of our environment. It's the spiritual reality. And you gotta realize, like, the globe earth isn't really about hiding the physical reality. And that's understandable for a lot of people who don't believe in the flat earth or whatever. It's like, they're only thinking of it in physical terms. Well, it's not physically flat. That would just be nominal, whatever. But think about, they're trying to hide the spiritual reality. That's always number one. And that's the number one thing that Mark Sargent might be. I think that's the number one thing that he said he doesn't like, is that everybody would find out that there is a creator. At least from when I called him, that was the thing that he said. But so they're trying to hide the spiritual creation of the earth. And obviously that has power. Obviously the wicked of this world have a lot of power by just hiding the true design, the true maker, the true architect of this place. Once you know the architect, and see, that's why I'm like, I can't not talk about the flat earth, because in a way that would be like not acknowledging myself. Like, it's kind of like self-denial, like, oh, well, I'm not going to talk about the flat earth. And it's like, the flat earth is literally a part of my identity. So I can see the wisdom in not talking about the flat earth, because, hey, you're not going to seem crazy and everything. But if you let people know, hey, it's part of my identity, it's part of who I am, I can explain it to you. I can, if you want to know why it's part of who I am, I can talk about it. But I can understand both ways. I can understand not talking about it and talking about it. The globe earth isn't part of our identity. The globe earth is part of our world social identity. The globe earth is about, separation from the divine. Maybe that's like the number one thing I would say about it. It's like the globe earth is all about separation from God. We're spinning, we're flying through space, we're in this chaotic state, and it's away from God. And they're right. That makes sense, right? Because God, if the earth is flat, if it's covered by a glass dome, then it's calm, it's quiet, it's stationary, it's watched over, it's held in creation's hand. The earth really is our Mother Earth. All these things, if the earth is the biblical earth, it's calm and peaceful. So the flat earth is your identity. That's what's been revealed. What do we do about our identity? Because now the true nature, our true identity, you're crazy if you believe that. You're crazy if you believe the truth. I don't know. Weird times we live in.